Have you ever felt your mind wander during a crucial moment, like a meeting or an important task, and wondered what's happening in your brain? Well, prepare to be amazed and a little bit concerned. The moment your brain zaps out. Imagine this. You're in a meeting, and after a late night, your brain decides to take a mini vacation just as a question is directed your way. It's an all-too-familiar scenario for those who've experienced sleep deprivation, but the science behind these mental lapses is fascinating and a little controversial. Scientists have delved into this phenomenon and discovered that when we zone out, it's not just a simple loss of focus. There's a whole wave of fluid flowing out of our brains, and it returns once we regain our attention. Dr. Laura Lewis, a researcher at MIT, puts it this way. When your attention fails, that's when this fluid wave starts pulsing. It's not just your neurons tuning out. There's a significant change in brain fluid happening simultaneously. The sleep-deprived brain, a dangerous dance. Dr. Lewis and her colleague, Dr. Xinon Yang, studied the sleep-deprived brain to understand why drowsy drivers crash and why tired animals become easy prey. Their research involved 26 volunteers who wore EEG caps and underwent fMRI scans while performing attention-based tasks. The results were eye-opening. After a night of total sleep deprivation, the volunteers' performance suffered significantly. Their attention lapses were accompanied by a wave of cerebrospinal fluid being expelled from the brain, returning only after the lapse ended. This fluid wave is typically seen during deep sleep, suggesting that the brain is trying to carry out essential maintenance tasks it would normally do during sleep. But here's where it gets interesting, and a bit scary. Other measurements showed that the volunteers' pupils constricted about 12 seconds before the fluid left the brain, and their breathing and heart rate also decreased. It's as if the brain is preparing for a mini shutdown, almost like a forced rest period. The brain's protective mechanism? Professor Bill Whiston from a UK Dementia Research Institute highlights the profound impact of sleep deprivation on the brain. He questions whether these fluid changes are protective or pathological. Dr. Ria Kodasaki, a neuroscientist at UCL, describes these lapses as structured biological events that resemble the onset of sleep. She adds, these lapses are not passive. They're organized to give the brain a small rest. Paradoxically, these dangerous lapses might be the brain's way of protecting itself, like forced pit stops to perform essential housekeeping. So, while we still have questions, it seems our brains are trying to juggle normal cognitive functions with essential maintenance, leading to these attention lapses. But is it a good thing or a bad thing? That's the million-dollar question. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think these lapses are the brain's way of protecting itself, or are they a sign of something more worrying? Feel free to share your opinions and insights in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this fascinating, yet controversial, topic.